In today's video, we're going to be reviewing a 2014 Nissan Sentra. Now, the Sentra is not the most exciting car on the market, and it's not really a car that's going to appeal to your motoring enthusiast, but there's a lot of good things to be said about the Nissan Sentra, which is why it's also one of the best-selling cars in the country. Now, in the compact car market, the Nissan Sentra sits number 3rd behind the Honda Civic and the Toyota Corolla, and then just in all cars in general, it sits in the number 6 spot. So there are a lot of great things to be said about the Sentra, and in this video, we're gonna explore those. Now, the Sentra is on its 7th generation, which began with the 2013 model year and is still being produced today. There was a minor refresh done with the 2016 model year. So this being a 14 model, for the 2013 model year, some of the really big changes that they made, you can see you got the LED headlights up here on the front. In general, they just gave it an overall more appealing facade that's more in line with the higher end Altima and Maxima models. So you get those LED headlights up front, and then on the rear, likewise, you can see we've got the LED outlines here on the tail lights. So it gives it a little bit more modern, sleek look. So just as we saw on the exterior of the Sentra, the interior sees a nice progression in design with the introduction of the 7th generation model. And it's all about functionality in here. You do get a nice, clean, classy look without it being, too over the top. You're not going to expect to get something that's super fancy in this price point, but the Sentra, offers a nice package. This model is the SV model, and you can see that it comes fairly heavily loaded. We've got all power windows, door locks, power mirrors. You've got the Eco mode and Sport mode, and then you've got the ability to turn off the traction control here. Controls on the steering wheel, so this allows you to control some of the audio controls. And you've got cruise control over on this side. See that it's got a jack for MP3 player. And obviously it's got AM, FM, CD. So overall it offers a pretty nice package. Jumping into the back seat, you can see that it's a fairly spacious rear seat. Good legroom, adequate headroom. The seats are fairly comfortable. They've got a nice look to them, even though they're, not high end. They've got a nice design that offers a nice, it's an economical seat, but it's also got a nice upscale look to it. Going to the trunk, you can see that the Sentra has a pretty spacious trunk with plenty of cargo capacity. And then these rear seats also fold down, which allow you to get larger items in by folding down that rear seat. So pretty good cargo space overall. Now, with the upgrade for the 2013 model year, Nissan also put in a new 1.8 liter 4-cylinder engine, which has 130 horsepower, 128 pound-feet of torque, and offers a nice bump in fuel economy. With the automatic transmission, you're going to be sitting at 30 miles per gallon in the city, 38 miles per gallon on the highway, and with the manual transmission, you'll get 27 in the city and 35 miles per gallon on the highway. So the Sentra has a base starting price of just under $18,000, which makes it fairly competitive in its segment. With that base package, the S package, the Sentra is available with either a manual transmission or an automatic transmission. That's the only trim package that's available with the manual option. Now from there, there's 6 trim packages total that are available. So you can start out with that base S package, and from there you can really customize the vehicle and add a lot of different options to get a more fully loaded vehicle. And so there's a lot of options within this segment. The other thing that's worth noting on the Sentra is that it has a 4 out of 5 star safety rating from the NHTSA. So from a driving standpoint, I won't lie and tell you that the Sentra has amazing characteristics in terms of drivability, but for its segment, it's very competent. You know, it's got pretty good acceleration given that it's a fairly small, efficient engine. The steering has a nice feel to it. The brakes have a pretty good feel to it. And you know, certainly overall in the rental car segment, I'd say that it's on par with the field. There's certainly nothing that's lacking or failing in terms of drivability and ride quality. It just doesn't go to the level that you see in higher end, more expensive vehicles. With that said, you know, even in compact cars, it's amazing to see the progression over the years, and looking back, you know, 10 or 15 years ago, what you would have gotten on a compact car. Compact cars have really gone to the level that some of your higher end cars would have had, you know, back in that time. Like I said, it gets almost 38 miles per gallon on the highway, and so it's very efficient in terms of gas mileage, and yet it still is fairly peppy. So, you know, if you want to accelerate pretty quickly, it's got the capability. You know, you're gonna hear the engine working, certainly, but you know, at least it is capable of you know, performing when you need to merge onto the highway or pass another vehicle. It's there in that sense. Overall, just the ergonomics of the cabin and the general feel, it's got a nice feel to it. You know, it's got a clean finished look to it, and everything is very easily usable and you know, makes sense. The heating and air conditioning is very intuitive. Likewise, the radio can be used very easily. So in that sense, they've put together a vehicle that's very competent overall and offers a pretty nice design in terms of just being a very functional vehicle. So overall, for a compact car to do well, it's got to be affordable, it needs to be efficient, and it needs to be safe. And the Sentra really excels in all of those categories. Again, it's not going to be the most exciting vehicle out there, but it's a very competent vehicle with a lot of good things going for it. If you've got any comments or questions, leave them in the section below. For more car reviews, subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, thanks for watching.